So today's agenda is Ghat Walk. We are starting from Assi Ghat. This is the entrance, and it's around 4 o'clock in the evening. We are getting ready for the Ganga Arti, and before that, we'll have all these food stalls ready because a large number of people are going to come here to enjoy the evening. So we are in the month of October, 23rd October 2024 to be exact, and in this time period we are going to see whether the Ghat walk is ready or not. Last time, about a few days back, there was a problem with the Ghat walk that it stopped at Dashashwamedh Ghat where there was mud yet to be cleared. So today, hopefully, we should be lucky to go beyond that. However, the Kashi Vishwanath corridor is still going to be a problem because there the clearing of the mud was going on very slowly. So just in case you would like to see, this is how it is done. So there are these guys with pumps and they are constantly putting pressure on the mud. They're making it wet and then forcing it into Ganga. So these tables are getting ready for the Ganga Arti. Now there is one over there, then the second one is over here, and the third one is over there. So that's how popular this place is. In one area, there are going to be 3 Ganga Artis. So these steps have been cleared, and this place becomes very vibrant every evening, and it's also there in the morning. So this is what is the status, and over there, this is the Assi Ghat. So I'll just take you closer where you can see the preparations for the arti are on. So they are cleaning up all the tools. They are arranging it properly, and these are the points where the priests stand. So these are the utensils, and these are the point where the priest stand and the people sit over here. As you can see, it's still 2 hours to go, but yet people are started sitting over here. Then they arrange these tables, they decorate them with colorful cloth, and that is how it all begins. So today our target is we are going to start from here, Assi Ghat, and we are going to time our walk also to see how fast we are able to go uninterrupted. So it is around 4:10, and let's start the walk. Now, I will quickly try to show the places in between. This is a library. That's a cafe which provides a very beautiful view. Part of this thing has been cleared, not everything, but part of it. And as I say, this guy is also cleaning it, and you will find some kind of makeshift arrangement made for people to cross over. So this is that arrangement. Very dangerous. Be very careful while using it. That is the next ghat, Ganga Mahal Ghat, followed by this building, which is the Riva Kothi. It is also occupied by NCC. There's a date over there, 1879. So there is a small obstacle here. Let me see if there is any alternative route. So that's our first obstacle for Ganga Ghat. That's a problem. So let's see if there is a way to cross across here. This is equally tricky and dangerous. So I think I'll have to take another route. Let me see if I can take it from the top. So this is the point where we had got stuck up because this has not been cleared yet. So I took a back route and we are on the Ghat walk. Now, always remember, if the water level has risen too high, so October month has to be given for all this mud to go away. So now we are at Tulsi Ghat, and here there is a proper clearance. The complete ghat is clear and the pathway is also ready for people to walk. So this is the ghat which has been part of the Assi Ghat complex. It was, it is believed that this was a cave earlier, and that people say that Tulsi Das used to stay in the cave, and sitting in the cave he wrote the Ramacharitra here. So beautiful ghat made. Now this ghat is part of. It has been separated now, and there's a separate name given, Tulsi Ghat. And immediately after Tulsi Ghat, see, all this is part of the ghat complex. Immediately after Tulsi Ghat comes the Bhadoni Ghat. Now Bhadoni Ghat is the place where the devotees don't perform any ceremonies; they're not allowed. And this massive red tower which you see is the water pumping system of the drinking water supply of the city. So this ghat is like a kind of barrier between Assi Ghat and the rest of the ghats. So the water from the Ganga is pumped from here. I don't know the exact system. Maybe someday I will find out. But see, this is a kind of barrier which pumps in water, maybe filters it. So this water system is very old, because in this complex there is an old building just behind these two towers, which looks dated, and I'm pretty sure that that building must have been the original complex, that red wall which you see. Okay, so we move ahead. Now after Bhadoni Ghat has got this old house over here, which is quite beautiful. And after Bhadoni Ghat is the next ghat complex, which has the Lohar Kund, Lohar, I hope I get the pronunciation right. So that Kund is here, which is behind this ghat series. So you can visit that ghat, and then you can see the Kund also. So this is Janki Ghat, and just to give you a fact, this is the mud level. So this is the level the water had reached, and now it has receded to this point. So maybe at least 10 meters or less. After Janki Ghat is the next ghat complex. So they are in quick succession, one after the other, and most of the mud has been cleared from here. So this ghat walk portion is clear and easily accessible. Even the one which we found as an obstruction behind is almost cleared. Just a few traces left. Last time we have visited this ghat, and that time the water level had reached quite on top. So this portion of Ghat Walk, right up till what you can see in the front, the fort you can see in the front is the Chet Singh Fort or the Chet Singh Ghat. So Jain Ghat. So that's an interesting contest going on. Two male goats vying for territory. I don't know why, but for some reason I find a lot of goats in this area. There's one on top. Okay, so after this ghat, the next one is the Nishad Raj Ghat. Now Nishads are the boat peoples. They are the boatmen performing the duties since long time. You also have this famous story where Ram and Lakshman with Sita wanted to cross the river. So they were crossed by a Nishad king, who is Nishad Raj, at a place called Sringverpur, a little far away from Prayagraj. So this is for those people. And then immediately we have Panchakot Ghat. So that has got a residential complex on top. So this portion of the ghats, including the Nishad Ghat, Now, they would have been a small community over here, the ones who were plying the boats and the ones who had very intimate knowledge about the boats and the territory over here. So that must be a small village over there in between Assi Ghat and Chetsing Ghat. Now, why I'm saying so because it is now that the government has made these ghats in a continuous line, 84 ghats. But earlier, these ghats were into small, small groups as they were populated, and there was empty space in between them. So, this is one Prabhu Ghat. It's again a recent phenomenon. And now in front of us comes the Chetsing Ghat. Now, Chetsing Ghat is actually a fort. It is fort of a local leader. And there is a documented battle over here between him and the forces of East India Company. And he was captured by them, but also at the same time, he was rescued. So the Chetsing fort was part of the Ghat complex, which was a series of ghats which have now been split into different portions, different ghats. But earlier, it could have been part of a single ghat. Now, how I say so is because each of these ghats are aligned are arranged in a semicircle, so like a concave structure. And because of this, you can easily say that this could have been one ghat complex. So as we cross over and we see from one of the edges, you will see what I'm meaning to say. So this is Chetsing Ghat. It is actually a fort. There is a temple inside, and once the temple is properly restored, it might become into quite a good tourist attraction. This is one family entering into a boat. Now, so here is what I meant when I said a concave shape. So you can see here, beyond this fort, there is a concave shape. Let me go a little further so that you will understand what I'm saying. So that's it. Now you can see the concave shape. So it's a circle, it's a semicircle, and there will be, there in the distance, we'll go over there, that is the Shivala Ghat, sorry. I keep mispronouncing it. Here's one artist making the ghat paintings. So Shivala Ghat could have been the center point, and then this could have been a semicircular shape. So one edge is the Chetsing fort, then there is this akhada, Niranjani akhada, and then there is the last ghat over there. So that is how this thing must have shaped into a semicircle with the Shivala Ghat in the center. So this well probably could have been part of a single ghat complex. So there is Shivala Ghat, there is this temple over here, there is Mahanirvani Ghat, and over here there is a very, very peculiar temple which I like a lot and I keep photographing it. So last time when I had come, this temple was not ready, but hopefully somebody should have cleaned it. So that's the temple. No, it's still not been cleaned. It's partially submerged. It's an underground temple. And that's Shivala Ghat. There's a hotel over here. And there are two other hotels over here. One is this one, Guleria Ghat and Everest Cafe. And then there is this one. This is the last ghat over here, part of the Shivala Ghat. So there you can see the Chetsing fort and the akhada, and then the Shivala Ghat, and then this one. So you can now see the semicircular shape or the concave shape of this area. So one question you might ask is, why were these ghats split into 84? So 84 is Chaurasi, and Chaurasi is a very important figure in Shiv mythology. So that's the reason why they decided to make it 84 ghats. So it's going to be a long time till it becomes 85 or 86. And even if it becomes 85, 86, it's not going to be 85, 86, it's going to be something different than that. So that's Hanuman Ghat. So there is this description. You can read it afterwards. So one of the important things what you should remember is that the people who come to the ghats come here to take a bath, and they change their clothes here only. So that's a bit of a problem, because if you are photographing or making a blog, you might actually accidentally capture them and then run the risk of offending feelings. Okay, so this is the next ghat is Harishchandra Ghat. Now, between this ghat, the last ghat which we seen, Hanuman Ghat, and this ghat, there's not too much of a difference. These are quite close to each other, but this is distinct in the sense that if you consider Shivala Ghat, so then there is a big gap, and then there is straight away this one, Harishchandra Ghat. Now, Harishchandra Ghat is a cremation ground, very old one. It is quite old, and it's there. So here I will have to take a pause for recording, because I have to see a way to bypass this route. So I finally managed to find a bypass through the ghats. Until unless the water completely clears off, you will never get a clear access to the Ghat walk, and you will always have to cross the Harishchandra Ghat, the cremation ground, and you have to use due diligence before you do so. So we have another obstacle over here. So again, this area has not been cleared yet. Let me see. Yes, there is a small possibility to clear it. Let's take it. Yeah, so this is the second obstacle. As I mentioned, this particular stretch has not been cleared. So there is an obstruction over here. There are these group of people waiting. Unfortunately, they are all wearing sandals. So they will need to think about it before crossing over. The water is equally muddy down there, so you just can't. Now, if you leave Harishchandra Ghat behind you, so that's not exactly a ghat, but it is a cremation ground. But the next ancient ghat close to it is the Kedareshwar complex. Now, this is what I was talking about. Now, this complex is very old. It has got a Kedareshwar temple, which has signs of damage by Aurangzeb. So that's the temple over there. The characteristic of this place is that it has got a series of, it's a yellow, and it's got a series of red and white lines. So this is the Kund. It's getting ready. The temple will get it ready. And there are these stairs. So Ganga Dashera and Makar Sankranti are the time when this ghat is crowded. So let's move on. So up till now, there hasn't been too many obstacles for us. The immediately next ghat is Ghat walk is fairly okay. You can easily cross over. So there is a road behind Kedareshwar Ghat, which is called the Kedareshwar lane. And if at all this road is not ready, you can still take the lane. Okay. Now the ghats in front, they are not exactly ghats, but you can say they are small pockets. There is a toilet complex over there, just in case you need your breaks in between. So here is another problem. There is an obstacle here. So I am actually taking a big risk. Let's see if there is some way from that side. I don't think it will be likely. Let me just check it out. No, this is even more muddy and slippery. So I think if I have to take this route. So you can see there how these people are trying to navigate it. I will be walking on their footsteps to check out where they are putting their feet, and I can follow there. So I managed to navigate that portion safely, and I even got a chance to wash my shoes. So this is not a ghat per se, it's just footsteps. And this backpackers restaurant and all these places, they are part of the uh, Kedareshwar lane, which is behind. And then there is Chowki Ghat. Now, Chowki has two meanings. One is it is a crossroads, and another thing is police Chowki. So in Hindi, the Chowki is like a, something which is at a vantage point. So that's how the name has come. So Chowki Ghat, and immediately after that is another water complex. This is the water infrastructure, and over here it would be a combination of the sewage and all. But over here, the best part is that there is this, there's this graphics made on the floor. Of course, it's wiped out now, so maybe they'll make a new one. And there is a slight concave shape here also. Okay, I'll just show you that. So there it is. If you can see from here, you can see the alignment. It's like a slight concave shape, and the concave shape begins from here. So if that is Harishchandra Ghat in front, and beyond that you can see the pillars of the Chet Singh Ghat. So from there till here, beech mein, in the middle there is a gap, and then uske baad there is a curve. So this is Shmeshwar Ghat. It's a temple over here. There's a mutt. So this could have been an old ghat complex because there is one in the front. But as I said, if you talk about main ghat complexes, so Shivala Ghat, and then after that there is a small break, or there could have been a pocket of people, those who are not occupying this place. So there are a couple of hotels over here. There are these small series of steps which are just token steps, and there isn't too much of activity over here otherwise also. So mainly people come to specific ghats, and then there are other ghats. So Mansarovar Ghat, it is named after the famous lake, and this is the lane where there are a lot of good restaurants behind. I'll put a link to the ghat, to this thing. And then we have Narad Ghat. Now this particular feature over here at Narad Ghat has always fascinated me. It's a small temple, and there is a banyan tree, and there's some kind of activity always going on over there. So anyway, Narad Ghat, there for you. And next ghat complex is this smallish kind of ghat here. So it is made into a typical fort kind of thing, and there is a temple inside. That's what I had seen in the description, and that's the ghat, Raja Ghat. So again, I have to take time to go inside and see on top what is this. So again, this ghat is like a ghat in the middle of nowhere, because next to both these ghats is almost nothing. So this could have been a kind of fort or a palace, Raja Ghat, and it could have been there, as a kind of add-on. So this could have been an old ghat complex. Now, okay, something interesting catches my eye. This boat is kept upside down, but the graphics on this is the right way. I just wonder why it is like that. Anyway, so we go again. Now the ghat complex again finishes here. You have got a series of houses. These houses are directly looking over the ghats. So we are coming closer to the Dashashwamedh Ghat, which is actually a main ghat complex. But there are a couple of attractions in between, one of which I would like to show you in this video. So that's where we're going to go. So this is a guest house, rest house, hotel, and then there is one more ahead. So again, there are a couple of houses. This is like a silk house and all. And this Pandey Ghat, I recently came to know that this is named after a wrestler who had set up an akhara over here. And here there are quite a few number of restaurants which are frequented by foreigners a lot. And that's why all these names over here. So let's first cross over this dangerous stretch. And there we are. This is Pandey Ghat. Now let me see. The next obstacle is again equally problematic. So from that side, it's not slippery over here, but the slope is too much. Should I take on this side or should I go down? So that's the third obstacle. I could manage to cross from here, but let's move on. We continue our ghat walk, and Dikpatiya Ghat, that's okay. But if there are going to be obstacles like this is the third one. I don't think this ghat walk is recommended, because a ghat walk should be in one flow. It should be like starting from one point and ending at another without any obstructions. So from that point of view, we are still not yet ready for this place to be cleared. So okay, so Bablu Ghat, Pandey Ghat, sorry. This one artist which we had, I had featured in my previous video last time. So she sits here in the evening, very beautiful graphics. So Chausashti Ghat, another small history to it. And then this is another place when the mud is being cleared. Let me clear my feet over here. But that's not clean water. So immediately after Chausashti Ghat is the most beautiful and picture perfect, Insta friendly, what they say these days, Ghat, which is right in front of you. Now the best part about this Ghat is that it has been converted into a tourist complex, which is the reason why it's so beautiful. That's Rana Mahal is the one which is on the left side. But this is the Ghat which I have observed that people come here in the evening to enjoy. They take a bath over here. This part, they take a boat ride. There are some sadhus sitting over here. So that makes it the most ideal place for people to visit, both Indians and foreigners. So mark this Ghat on the map and in your come to list, because there is a lot of activity over here. Now, even though the Ghat is not that old, but however, this part, the view from top, the people sit here in the balcony. There's the Darbhanga Ghat, and then the sadhu sitting over here, and it being closer to Dashashwamedh Ghat allows this Ghat to become very popular with the tourists. So this is the next Ghat, Munshi Ghat. That's Munshi means a kind of accountant come minister together. It's a complex meaning. Another artist. And now we are entering into the Dashashwamedh Ghat complex. So this Ghat is the most active, the most popular. It's at this point in the evening when the sun has set, it becomes very busy. There are a lot of people waiting over here. I have seen people coming here 4 hours before the arti. So first among this is the Ahilya Ghat. There's a history of this queen. And then there are these small, big temples. Boat rides. That's where a priest is sitting. And here is how they are sitting. So this is a priest. There are the boats over here. So these priests perform all the pujas and rituals which are required. That's a barber shop, very essential, and a pan shop. People selling flowers. Another priest over here. Sorry, another flower seller. And this place has been cordoned off because the Ganga Arti preparations are going on. So these are the places where they are going to stand. Now, since the water has receded, these are the people waiting for the Arti to begin. Since the water has receded, this is the second place where the Ganga Arti is going to happen. So if you come to Dashashwamedh Ghat, this ghat is consisting of two complexes. One is this complex and the other complex is right next to it. And between the two ghats, you are having these priests which are sitting over here. So I would come here in the daytime for some photography because now it is evening time and the light is fading for my camera to capture something good. So this is like a typical space where a pandit sits on an elevated platform. So here how it is. So this is the second place where the Ganga Arti is being held. It is secluded like this. And this is the main Arti. And this is the main attraction for the evening. And here you can see people sitting over here. There's another interesting point. You can have a vantage point over here on top, of course, for a fee. So that's about it. We'll try to cross this place and move to the next portion. There are a few interesting things I would like to show you now. See, there is this temple over here. And I had seen this pathway coming down from this point. And then, there are these two temples and there is one. Yeah, this is the pathway. Okay. So the pathway goes from here and then it's going on top and coming on top over there. And then there are these shivlings over here. Now they are, completely covered between these two ghats, but this would have been a temple at some point of time. And this temple is at this level. You have to walk down the stairs over here. And this is another temple over here, which I had shown last time that the water level had reached the top and we had photographed there. And then there is this one temple which is almost at ground level, but it goes underground. So here it is. So somebody has cleaned this place up and then, they've lit lamps also over here. So let's move on to our Ghat walk. As I said, people are sitting here. They sit here since 3 o'clock onwards. 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock. And then, as I said, this is the main Ganga Arti. And then there are people sitting here. So this is the second part of the Dashashwamedh Ghat. So people are sitting here also. And it is crowded. This is the second Arti, or it is a continuation of the same one. And when the Arti starts, this number goes up to easily about 1 lakh. So that's why this place is considered to be one of the most important religious destination. That's the Rajendra Ghat, but it has been just divided. And there you can see. I have already taken a couple of pictures from a vantage point, but for today I will just be moving on because I want to focus on the Ghat walk. So a lot of crowds over here, and this is the time when the winter season is just beginning, October end. So the weather is also quite good. And it is no longer the hot and humid weather conditions what is here. So from this point on, the number of tourists is only going to increase. Now this is the last phase of the Ghat walk. Again, very interesting to see whether we are able to, cross over to the other part. So this Ghat complex is part of the Dashashwamedh Ghat, and then there is this Varidi temple and a Ghat named after that. And we reach the most important. Okay, this is an observatory. It's now converted into a museum, come observatory, and they charge a fee for you to go inside. This is the Varedi. Okay, I forgot the name. Sita's other name. So it is part of the Dashashwamedh Ghat complex, and this is the edge of it. Now from here on, it becomes a little tricky. So as I said last time when I had come over here, the Ghat was blocked. So now we are going to come across our obstruction. So there are two Ghat complexes over here. Now immediately in front of us, okay, here we had some problems last time. So at least, thank God, this obstacle has been cleared. It was all mud over here. Otherwise, we had to take a detour from behind. So thankfully, this portion of the Ghat walk is open. Now, beyond this is the Alka Hotel complex. Now, I'll tell you why it is interesting. Because that hotel in front of you is Alka Hotel. Now, it hasn't had that much good reviews, but I always maintain this is the best hotel to stay because it will give you access by walking to the Dashashwamedh Ghat and also the Kashi Vishwanath corridor. Everything is walking distance. So, this is the best option. So, this is that Ghat. Okay, it is called Mihir Ghat. And this Ghat is very busy because after the Dashashwamedh Ghat, which is behind, this is the next Ghat complex. So, there are a lot of boat people over here. And this is Alka Hotel, a very beautifully located hotel. And here you can see they are clearing this whole stretch so that the Ghat walk continues. And after Alka Hotel, there is no Ghat per se. And straight away we come to Kashi Vishwanath. So today again we shall see if the Kashi Vishwanath corridor is opened as yet or they have still, blocked it. So that's Mihir Ghat, and this complete stretch they have cleared it, thankfully. So now we have got a clear access to the front, and let's see if the Kashi Vishwanath corridor is opened or not. If it is not opened, then we'll have to come back and we'll have to take a detour. So let's keep our fingers crossed that way. So no problem if this they don't allow us to come in this direction. We'll go back. Then we'll go back to Alka Hotel, and from there we will take the staircase up. So even though somehow you were able to clear the mud, this was going to be the major obstacle because the last 3-4 months there were police people placed over here and they were not allowing to cross over. So now I think that restriction has been lifted. People are able to walk freely. So yes, this part of the Ghat walk is still out of reach, but then there is an alternative path. I don't know why they have blocked this, but yes, there is an alternative platform top. Now this temple is where I have to come to do photography at night. However, I want to see when this temple complex is lit up, because this ghat is very beautiful at night. It's quite picture friendly, but some of the lights are not working. So if they light up the lights completely, shall I come to do the photography. So this is what it was, the Ghat Walk. Now we are going from top, and you can see these are the underground lights which they had put to lit up this ghat. So we have to wait for it to be functional. Now that's the Ganga Dwar of the Kashi Vishwanath corridor, and this is the corridor which has been developed by the government, and that is the Pashupatinath temple. That's the place where I want to go and photograph. But let's see if I'm able to do it. But for the time being, this is Lalita Ghat, and Lalita Ghat is part of the Kashi Vishwanath corridor, which is right in front, and that's the Ganga Dwar. Now, past two times when I had come to this place, I had skipped this place because, firstly, the pathway was not clear, and secondly, I was not aware whether cameras and mobiles were allowed. But now that I know that this place is open, I'll try to come back here in the evening and try to photograph when it is lit up. Now, this is what I was saying when I meant that this ghat becomes beautiful at night. Not just this portion, as you move along, this entire stretch is lit up beautifully. Of course, now it is just the beginning of the winter season. Eventually, they'll restore all the lamps, and then you will have a good view of this whole place.